Alright, guys, we just got a new ground general, Maria Carolina. But before we go and start talking about that, let's do a quick ad read. Alright, guys, let me interrupt for a quick ad, real quick. So, starting on August 20th of 2025, that's this year, the Amazon App Store is going to be closing, and the Amazon coins that you have are no longer going to be supported for Android devices. So that means if you have the coins, you're going to need to spend them or you're going to lose them. But if you have an Amazon device, then your App Store is still going to work fine. You're still going to get all the deals and all that jazz. We also have a bunch of events coming up in Evony, some really good events. Got some good rewards and some fun gameplay, so make sure y'all check those out. And we're launching a Evony Discord, so make sure y'all join that. There'll be a lot of creators in there that you probably know. And the links for the Discord and all that information will be in the description below. Alright, now let's talk about Maria Carolina. So for skill books, she is compatible with all of the skill books. No issues there. Main skill is pretty solid. 50% for attack, 40 defense, and 50 HP. Pretty standard for a ground general, nothing special. No march size on the base skill, so nothing crazy. For the full ascension, her attack gets up to 130, 80 defense, and 100 HP, which is pretty solid. No march size, so that is a downside for that. Makes the ascension not worth as much, but she does have the highest attack. But, you know, with no march size on that, means she might be a little bit better as a assistant. For specialties, her specialty's decent. It's not great, it's not terrible, it's kind of okay. 60 attack, 20 defense, 60 HP, and 8 march size. Just pretty solid. Her Covenant is pretty good. 20% attack, 5 defense, 10 HP, and 6% march size, which is pretty solid overall. The attributes, nothing too crazy. Pretty standard stuff. But when we look at the totals, if we look at the increased attack, she comes in 3rd place after Charles and Narcissus. She is the highest damage Universal Claws General, so she can be used on the wall and reinforcing in other situations the others cannot. So that is a point in her favor. If you need a high tier Universal General, then she's definitely the go-to at the moment. In terms of base attack, she comes also in 3rd behind the other two, so the defense is not great. Comes in 11th place overall. 308. The top is Charles V with 378, so he has about 70% more defense. For HP, she is currently the highest HP general, which is good. So there are more survivable ones. Like Narcissus is about the same HP and the defense is about 50% higher. But, you know, she's not squishy by any means. She is pretty survivable, but the defense is a little bit low, but that's not too huge. Her total march size comes out to 14%, which for a ground general is pretty decent. It's not like we're looking at mounted generals that push over 50% march size, so 14% is respectable. Overall, as the main general, if you need a universal general, she's the go-to pick, the best in that category. When looking at all generals, she's a very solid choice. When we look at her role as the assistant, though, she is a lot better in the assistant role. Increased attack for assistant. She comes in 2nd behind Lucilla, and it's a very close race between these two. The attack between Lucilla and Maria is within 1%, and the march size, Lucilla just has 2% more march size. So with that, what does Maria offer that Lucilla doesn't? She has about 25% more HP, which is a little bit chunk. She does have 20% less defense, but HP is generally considered to be more important than defense, so it's a fair trade. For a little bit of damage, you get to be a little bit more survivable, but honestly, with either assistant, you're really not going to notice the difference between these two at all, so they're both very solid generals. In terms of compatibility, the only ones that are not compatible with her are Zangfi, Militares, Swing Fork Beard, and Harold III. And yeah, pretty much everyone else she's compatible with, so reasonably good compatibility. If you need a ground assistant in general, she's a very solid choice. If you already have a good pair, some of the new ones, if you already have Lucilla, then it's not worth swapping to Maria as an assistant. But, she is a very solid choice, and she's available if you need her. That's all I got for today. I hope y'all found it informative, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.